Alright, we're back. At the end of this video, there's going to be a clarification for anyone trolling, or if you are just unclear about the woods that are on this list versus the ones that didn't make the cut. No pun intended. Without further ado, let's dig in. Alright, number 5 on the list is African Blackwood. This mid to South African rosewood, yes, it's a rosewood coming from the Dalbergia family. It goes for about $100 a board foot. And though it's called Blackwood, its color is actually like a dark chocolate. And this will be more evident upon sanding. The IUCN, which if you didn't know, it stands for the Union of Conservation of Nature, or the Union for Conservation of Nature, something like that. It has it listed as near threatened, which in layman's terms just means one step away from being endangered. And that's that. Number 4, Pink Ivory. This one is about a tie in price with African Blackwood, but it's a little bit harder to source, and the species yield smaller material just due to the size of the trees. They don't get real big. So it runs for about $100 per board foot. It's another African wood that before the 1900s, the only ones in possession of pink ivory was the African royalty. And any non-royalty caught in possession of pink ivory faced serious consequences, right up to the death penalty. And on a lighter note, by the way, the tree itself is supposed to produce an edible fruit that's supposed to be very tasty. So, figure out in with something nicer. Number 3, Gaboon Ebony. It would not be a most expensive lumber list without at least one of the ebonies on it. Gaboon comes in at about 110 per board foot, with some companies gouging you at $180 a board foot. Guys, please don't pay that. It gets commonly used as piano keys and pool cues or other small items. It's a good one for turning, and it has a higher oil content than some of the others in the ebony species, like Indian ebony. That one's got a lower oil content. It's been on the IUCN's red list under endangered species, which is why it's so damn expensive in the first place. Okay, on to number 2, tulip wood. Any big exotic wood fans out there knew this one was going to be on the list. Coming in at about 130 a board foot, this one's the most expensive rosewood in the Dalbergia family, at least any that I know of. This rosewood, it's native to Brazil. The trees are small, not getting past 12 to 14 inches in diameter. So finding any wide boards is always going to demand a premium. Sourcing this lumber isn't the easiest as well. It isn't evaluated on the IUCN's list directly, but under the site's appendix, under genus-wide restriction on all Dalbergia species, including any items made from them. Now, in the number 1 spot, drumroll please, Snakewood. At $300 a board foot, yes, you heard that correctly. It's not difficult to see why this one takes the number 1 spot. This wood grows along the coast of South America, and the trees don't get very big, around 50 to 75 feet, which is kind of mid-range, and 10 to 14 inches in diameter. And to my knowledge, I think they're also slow growing as well. Snakewood is also the hardest wood on the list, which that's saying something, since all the woods on this list are extremely hard, and I would not recommend them to any beginners out there. They look cool, but they're going to give you a hard time. And just so everybody knows, the Janka rating on Snakewood is 3,900 plus, so it's brutally hard. If it gets any harder, you'll be using steel cutting blades on it. And with that being said, the IUCN, it's not even on the list. It says it's a species of least concern. So what the hell? Why is it so damn expensive then? I'll tell you why. It's because people will pay it. That's why. And now, as promised, for the person watching this saying, this is a BS list, Chris. What about sandalwood? That's not on it. And you didn't even mention agar wood, and that's more expensive than any of these. To that, this is all I got to say. We're craftsmen on this channel. Cabinet makers, luthers, custom furniture designers, and woodworking hustlers. We are not potpourri assemblers, nor are we extracting oils out of timber, and we are not waiting on fungal infections to form a fragrance so that we can use in perfume development. So save your rants, go outside and freaking build some already. Don't waste your life trolling. It's not good. If anybody would like to know more about any of the individual woods that we mentioned in this video, we'll leave links in the description as usual to the arboretums in which we covered them in more detail. So, thanks for watching. I'm Chris with Progressive Ideas in Woods signing out, and I'll see you on the next one.